Well, welcome to Laguna Woods Stories, the program where we meet interesting people who live here in Laguna Woods. And our guest today is Ami Gillard. And Ami is a woodworker and an engineer, and we're going to be learning a little bit more about him and all the interesting stuff that he has created. Ami, I met you at a show, a craft show, and I was very taken by some of your handiwork, and we see some of that in front of you here. And you work in wood, apparently. I also know that you work in metal, and that you are involved with the machine shop here at Laguna Woods as well. But let's, before we talk about your handiwork, let's talk about you. And where did you begin life's journey?
So I was born in Israel,
Mm-hmm.
and I got my part of my education I got in Israel. I completed my education, higher education here in the U.S.
Oh.
And I have an engineering, an advanced degree in engineering.
Really?
And
Which field of engineering?
it was, mechanical and systems engineering.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you are a double threat person here. How did your parents happen to be in Israel? Did they immigrate from somewhere else?
Yeah, both of them came as young children
Oh,
to Israel, and that's it.
and where did they come from?
In Europe, my mother came from Russia,
Oh,
and my father came from what used to be called East Prussia.
oh really? Okay.
Yeah, before
Is
World
that
War
part of
II.
Germany?
It was probably part of the German Empire or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And so they were relatively early settlers in Israel, then, I take it?
Yeah, I believe at the time when my father came to Israel, the population was, the Jewish population in Israel was less than 100,000.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
And what is it now? Somewhere around 3 million or something like that?
No, it's, the combined population is nearing 10 million. It's probably 9 million, and there are like 9 million Israelis, and there are some Jews and some Muslims, some Christians, predominantly Jews.
Yes. Yeah. And how did it happen that you came to the U.S.?
Well, as I said, I came here to complete my studies.
I see. Okay.
So,
did your family come as well, or just
no,
you?
well, I came with my wife and then my baby son.
Okay. So, do you speak Hebrew at home, or
Actually, now at home we speak Spanish because, excuse me, my wife is from Mexico.
Oh, I see.
And we met in Israel.
Wow, that's it's a small world, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
And so you have children.
Yeah.
So your children speak several languages, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely English and Spanish. Hebrew is more not with native proficiency.
Oh, so you were married in Israel.
Yeah, correct.
You met your wife. Was she just on a trip there, or how did she happen to be in Israel?
She worked for the Mexican TV, and she was covering events immediately preceding the 73 war, which was otherwise known as the Yom Kippur War.
So was she a reporter or something like that?
Yeah, she was a reporter.
No kidding. Huh. Again, a small world. Now, your wife is Rebecca Gillard.
Right.
And she's become known here as the head of, and I can't think of the name of the organization.
Community Bridge Builders.
Yeah, and they recently had a big event with a song.
Right.
Were you involved in that? I imagine you were, at least indirectly.
I volunteered to help.
Uh-huh.
My wife usually makes sure that I volunteer to our events, and also as a singer.
Now, your career, I presume, was related to your engineering background.
Correct.
And how and when did you get interested in doing all these marvelous things in wood?
Since coming here to the village, we came to the village in 2015,
Uh-huh.
and I was still working then. But I retired like 2 years later, and then I started to frequent the wood shop almost every day, and that's what.
Now,
so I mean, I worked throughout my life with wood, but it was mainly utilitarian things, you know, as a homeowner.
uh-huh.
If you have to repair this, build this,
Shelves and
shelves, tables, beds, bookcases. I built a pantry in one of them. I laid tiles. I did plumbing. So
okay.
I have a full list of hands-on.
Yeah. Well, we have this beautiful airplane right here in front of us, and I think the viewers can see it at least somewhat. And it looks like it's made of several different colors of wood. Anyway, different varieties.
Right. The body is made out of a poplar with an insert of I believe it's mahogany, and then have the tail and the wings are black walnut. The propellers are also mahogany. The landing gear is retractable, as you can see.
Oh, really? Oh, my.
You can, and these are locks. So
this is where your engineering background comes in. Huh?
It locks down. And
yeah, look at that. And I guess these little windows here, you had to drill them out and then put a piece of wood in each one of those.
Plugs. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
these were easier. It was the easy way out to make them round, because the windshield, the front, the windshield in the front.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Are squares, and it was a lot of work to exactly fit the inserts.
They don't have square drills. Huh?
They have square drills actually in the wood shop. Yeah, but this would be very difficult to set up in a machine, so I had to do it by hand.
And I could imagine that something complicated like this must take a long time to make. How many hours do you suppose you have into this?
Well, it starts with a design, and this is more or less a replica of DC-3. And so I draw the thing first, and then I make templates, and I can follow the curves and whatever needs to be. So, yeah.
And almost every surface in here is curved, so that makes it more complicated. What kind of tools do you use?
For this one, I used primarily a bandsaw. I used the file, disc sander. I used the lathe for the wheels. You see the landing gear and the tail wheels are turned on a lathe.
Oh yeah, I guess that just pops up. There we go. Yeah.
So this is.
So your engineering drawing, of course, came into a lot of use here. So you have it all equivalent of blueprints all laid out before you cut any wood.
I don't do blueprints, but I hand draw the stuff. Where I need to be everything to scale, I draft it. I do a drawing. Yeah.
Do you use paper and pencil, or do you do this all on a computer screen?
Paper and pencil.
Oh, okay.
I mean, early on I used to use CAD/CAM, but I mean, during my early career as a designer.
Now tell us about the bowl in front of you there.
Yeah, the bowl is made out of juniper, Hollywood juniper, which is like the same family as cedar.
Oh,
and you
cool.
can, if you can smell, you'll.
Oh yeah.
This was I signed it in 2022, and it still smells very very strong. So
now, is this stripe, is that part of the natural wood? Or?
yeah, that's the wood. I mean, it's not. Some people think that I dipped it in something. Here you see a portion of the bark that was left.
Oh.
You see. So it depends. It depends where it comes as a log, and sometimes you don't choose exactly the. I assume that probably there was a piece here that was lighter in color. But I mean, this to make it such a tight fit is not a skill that many of the turners in a woodshop have. I mean, I know that if I may name Lloyd, you probably interviewed him, Lloyd Walter.
I have not interviewed him, but
yeah, he's a master turner, and probably he gives a lot of advice to people who turn. But him and myself are the only ones that do lidded bowls.
I can see now that the lid is on the bowl, that the lid is apparently
it was
from that part of the log.
Yeah, it was the same piece, and just when it came time, I partitioned it correctly and made the grooves. There is a little depression, and here a tongue that it fits. So this is
beautiful.
One of my nicer pieces.
It's quite pretty. So then you have to sand them a lot, I suppose, and then then varnish or some kind of finish.
You apply oil.
Oh, really? Really?
Oil hardens, and it makes the wood actually stronger. It sips into the wood, and it hardens the wood.
Where do you get all these exotic woods?
That's exotic. I don't know, but it's a question that comes up. So I tell them, this is Laguna Woods.
Oh, yeah. Are some of these former trees from here?
Every now and then they're felling trees here, and more often they end up in a wood shop. So
oh yeah, do they have to be? I know a green log. If you're going to burn it or something, you have to age it and let it dry. I suppose the same is true here.
Yeah. Well, the process of turning. Once you remove quite a bit of the bulk of the wood, it will dry and will not warp. I mean, it's a very broad brush generalization, you know.
So you want to turn it while it's still a little wet. Is that right?
It's easier to turn when it's wet.
I see.
When it's dry, it chips and it tears the wood. I mean, the tools have to be extremely sharp.
Wow. Now, tell us about this vehicle here. It's beautiful. I'm going to move the airplane back so we can see the car a little better.
This is a 1915 replica of Chevrolet, and this I took from a book that a friend in a woodshop gave me, and so there were dimensions, and everything was more or less laid out. I mean, there are some.
Was it laid out for making a model, or did it just describe the original?
No, it was made up pretty much with dimensions to make a model.
Yeah.
There are some things that I included of my own, like if you look in the front, there is the grill, which wasn't the original.
Oh yeah. I'll turn that toward the camera here.
Yeah.
So it can be seen. So yeah.
And
so that's wood as well. It's you groomed it.
right, and they didn't specify how to attach the fenders to the body and stuff like that. So you have to improvise.
It seems to me that these fenders must have been quite a exacting job because they're so thin.
Yeah.
It'd be very easy to split them or.
Well, they were, unlike the ukulele that I made, probably we have a picture of it, which the sides of the ukulele were bent with water, the heat.
Oh yeah.
These were cut from a block of wood on a bandsaw.
Oh, I see. Okay, so
it's
so the curvature was just how you cut it.
right. Yeah, it's not bent wood. Yeah. The wheels. Yeah, I had to turn the wheels on the lathe and
then all
put the spokes. You know. So.
Oh my goodness, it's a beauty, and it no doubt took some little time to build it. You have a very beautiful chest over there.
Yeah, this is made out of aspen wood, and it's an interesting chest because it has a tray that comes out and fits both ways. Incidentally,
okay.
So it's perfectly square, and then that's the inside, and then it has a hidden compartment here in the lid.
A little latch there. Look at that. So you could put your jewels in there or your gold or something.
Yeah. So.
Very nice. Aspen is.
This is aspen with accents of a black walnut.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, the handle is black walnut.
Now we have quite a few pictures of some of your work that you've done before. So let's, if we will, bring up the first picture on the screen. Oh, this is another car. Tell us about this one. I like those fenders, a different color.
Yeah, this is a Speedster that made out of cherry wood, and the fenders are maple, white maple. And this is, again, I followed a prescribed set of drawings to do it.
Looks like my kind of car. I like a little roadster like that. I had a Miata for a while.
I think it was 1930 Speedster.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, let's see the next one. What do we have here?
This is a bowl with again with a lid that subsequently was used by my daughter Liz as a salt, how do you call it?
Salt cellar?
Yeah, to put salt in there and just to sprinkle. Yeah, it's lidded bowl made out of mesquite.
It's a very a whitish or wood with not a very prominent texture to it, but it's very pretty.
Yeah.
A lathe project, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's...
Okay, what do we have next?
This
grandchildren? For grandchildren?
Yeah, this is for my grandson, Ben, who lives in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Oh.
He just turned 5. Yeah, this was made again after using templates that we have. I think a guy in the shop gave me templates for that, and I just built it.
Right. And a lot of bandsaw work, it looks to me.
Oh yeah, yeah. So again, this is a lot of poplar, mainly poplar wood. I think the seat is mahogany.
Uh-huh. Very nice difference in the coloring of the wood is attractive.
Yeah, the front legs is missing there. There is a crossbar that goes through the, you see at the bottom of the leg, there is a hole.
For the child to put his foot on.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that happens when you have grandchildren, as you know. How many grandchildren do you have?
Two. I've a granddaughter was just turned yesterday 22.
Oh, wow.
And she's a graduate of the University of Chicago.
Uh-huh.
And yeah.
What's next?
Oh, this is something that I designed and built with the help of John for the tools, the turning tools that are used for the lathes.
So it's a tool rack and
it's a tool rack, and there are probably it can house maybe like 80 pieces. Previously, there was a big chest that was like 3 foot deep, where the tools were kept in there, and it was very difficult to get to, and it took a lot of space.
Yeah.
So when we arranged the orientation of the lathes, and we did this.
Sounds like you designed this one as well as build it, huh?
Yeah, I built it, as I said, with John under Shawnee's.
Okay. Next we have.
What
do we have?
This is again a set of bowls that were turned on a lathe, and there is a spoon rest, again made out of Hollywood juniper. And
now it looks like the bowls have, is that bark around the edges?
Yeah, that's live edge. You know, they.
Oh my gosh! So you had to turn it in a way that would preserve the bark.
Right, and you have to take care that the bark doesn't fly off, because usually it's not very. It's not held very fast to the wood.
And so this looks like the whole limb width here that you turn, and that from this photograph it looks like they're not round. Are they round?
They're round. They're when they were taken off the lathe, they were round.
I see.
With time, if it was wet wood, it may become oblong. Usually
it shrinks in one direction.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't think you could turn something oblong.
You can, but it's a difficult setup, complicated setup.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what's next.
Oh, this is again. This is ponderosa pine, which actually it has 3 parts. It's the bottom, the top, and the column that connects the two.
Oh yeah.
So the bottom are made out of 6x6 ponderosa pine, where they, as you can see, the annual growth rings are emanating from the center rather than being concentric or circular.
I see.
In both of them also. The top is a 4x4, so that I cut 4 pieces, glued them together side by side, and then I turned them.
Oh my! Oh, I see. Yeah, you can see it's different pieces. Now, is this the natural color of the wood, or has this been stained to get?
This is not stained. Actually, the stained one. This I did early on, probably in 2018 or something like that. So I applied oil, and now it's much darker. It's probably darker than the tail of the.
Oh yeah.
Of
really?
it becomes dark after a while.
That's quite spectacular. I think the way the grain stands out like that. We have room, I think, time for just a couple more, so let's see what's next.
Yeah, that's olive wood.
Oh,
I used to
did
call
that
it.
come from Israel?
No, it's from here. I mean,
Okay,
there are a
well,
lot of olive trees here.
Sure.
This I used to call it the cement mixer because of the equatorial ring there around it. If you put it on a side tilted, it looks like the container on the back of a cement mixer.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it was.
It has an interesting pattern of
The olive tree is very, very impressive. I mean, yeah, this was
they're
grabbed. One of the bonanza, one lady grabbed it and gave it to someone as a gift.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's take a look at another one. Oh, that's a beautiful
This
one.
is a pine. This is made out of pine, and the black rings are a scorch mark of using a wire. You place a wire while it's turning, and it gets so hot that
really?
it burns the wood.
Really?
So,
okay, so that's the. There's not any pigment there. It's just just the result of turning it with a hot wire.
Right.
I'll be. One more, I think we have time.
These are a
I know what
series.
these are.
Series of dreidels that I make. They're not finished, of course.
You have to put the.
I have to put the lettering on them.
And you probably know how to
Yeah, I
make
do
those
that.
letters.
Well, I mean, the little one, the little one has their one letter, the letter Shin, which is one of the 4 letters that go there.
And those are used for your holiday celebration of the
From the Hanukkah
gambling
holiday.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. What do you do with all of this stuff?
Well, if I don't sell it, it sits in my closet.
So,
And now I give presents and stuff like that.
so I'm sure your presents are much appreciated. And when will you be showing your things where people could come out and see it? What's the next event?
Probably there is an event in the summer, probably sometime in June. But I don't know if I'll display there. I participate in all the bonanza events. It's 2 days. There is a lot of carrying and setting up to do. In mid-year, it's only 1 day, sometimes not more than 4 hours, 6 hours.
Yeah, it's an awful lot of work.
Yeah, and so.
Well, we have really enjoyed seeing your handiwork, and thanks for bringing it in and sharing with us. This is Ami Gillard. Well, thank you very much, Ami. Our guest has been Ami Gillard, who has created all these marvelous things. And join us again next month when we'll meet another interesting person who lives here in Laguna Woods.